Hello, and welcome to the American Massage and Chiropractic Conference pre-conference broadcast series on One Concept Radio. I'm Felicia Brown, and I'll be your host for this interview and series. This is one of several broadcasts with the presenters and experts who are appearing in Atlanta, Georgia, May 17th through 19th, 2013, and who are brought to you by One Concept. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the 2013 American Massage and Chiropractic Conference sponsors, Massage Warehouse Script, MPA Media, the Chiropractic Leadership Alliance, 100 Year Lifestyle, Mindfluence, ABMP, BioFreeze, and Massage Envy Careers for making this year's event possible. Our special guest today is Dr. Eric Plasker. Eric and I will be talking about the classes, Creating a Revolution of Lifetime Chiropractic Lifestyles in Your Communities with Dr. Dennis Buckley, Dr. Eric Plasker, and Dr. Guy Reichman, and the 100-Year Lifestyle. But first, let me tell you a little bit about Dr. Eric. Dr. Eric Plasker is a chiropractor, innovative health and wellness expert, international speaker, and best-selling author of the 100-Year Lifestyle book series. A graduate of Life University, he ran 2 successful practices for 25 years. Dr. Plasker is the CEO of The Family Practice, Inc., which brings the collective energy of the 100-year lifestyle model to chiropractic practices and is attracting the masses to lifestyle chiropractic care. Dr. Eric, welcome to the American Massage and Chiropractic Conference pre-conference broadcast series on One Concept Radio. Thank you so much for making time to talk with me today about the event and, of course, your classes.
Thank you so much, Felicia. It's great to be with you, and I appreciate all that you are doing to bring this message and this one concept out to the masses.
Well, thank you for that vote of confidence. We appreciate it. And I'm definitely interested in hearing more about your ideas and your classes. But first, I wanted to get your thoughts on the idea of creating community. Something I've been talking to all of this year's speakers about is the focus on this year's conference about the idea of creating community by adding a community room where attendees can visit with speakers more one-on-one and learn more about how they, too, can make a real difference at home and in our profession. So, Dr. Eric, I would like to know why you think it's important to create community in the chiropractic and healing arts world, in our practices or businesses, and at the conference.
It's a great question, and community is absolutely vital. It's interesting, when I did my research and the work for the 100-year lifestyle, the 3 key elements that we talked about that were common with people as they are living longer is that nobody wants to get to 100 or even 60, 70, or 80 for that matter, crippled, broke, or alone. And community is about connection. It's about people. It's about sharing time. It's about commonality. It's about mutual support. It's about connection. And, you know, I remember in my practice, Felicia, both of my practices, because they were very family-oriented practices, we had a lot of people that were living the 100-year lifestyle, the chiropractic lifestyle in their practices. And what was great is that people would come in with their families. They'd come in with a level of consistency, and they would begin to see the same people over and over again that shared a common bond, and we developed a community within our practice. And people loved, as much as they loved to come and get their adjustments, which they absolutely did, but they also loved to come and see the people that they developed and built relationships with, people that they shared that common bond with about taking care of themselves and being healthy. And so, I think the theme of community is so important now more than ever. Especially, we say that we have more information because we're in the information age, but our community connections, unfortunately, are not as close as they need to be or could be. And so coming to One Concept to share in that community, people that have a similar vision for the world, their businesses, their lives, what a great opportunity that you're providing.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more. And the 2 things that really stuck out to me in what you just said were relationships and connections. And I can tell you personally, in my own practice, since One Concept has been evolving this idea of community in their other businesses with adding a community room to one of the massage practices that some of the organizers have, I've really embraced that same idea and have been really focused on that as well. And I think you're absolutely right. The reason a lot of people come to see us as healthcare providers is not so much the technique that we provide. While they might enjoy that, what they really are looking for is that connection, that human touch, and the relationships that maybe they're losing touch with all of the technology that's out there, or the way we're all sort of spread apart. So I think that's a great observation, and I'm really looking forward to hearing more about that when you talk about the lifetime chiropractic lifestyles we're going to delve into in a minute.
Very good. Well, I think it's a tendency for a lot of practitioners. I know it is for chiropractors. I'm sure it is for massage therapists as well, that they tend to be islands. We tend to be islands. And that's not healthy, because for many of us, I know if you're listening to this and you have not come out of your cave anytime recently, it's time to come out of your cave and mix it up and mingle with some of your comrades and colleagues, because I think you'll find that you feel reborn, refreshed, revitalized. You'll know that you're not in this insane battle-filled world that we tend to fight as holistic-oriented practitioners who believe that the body's self-healing and self-regulating, and that you're not alone. And to be able to share that with others in Atlanta and really at all the One Concept conferences would be a great thing for you. You'd probably really appreciate your profession to another level if you came.
I totally agree with you. I have to say, just a plug for this conference, the first one that I went to was up in Canada, and I went really just to go and attend the conference and help out. And perhaps maybe that was part of why I had so much fun, because I didn't really have any real responsibilities as I do now. But I can honestly say that what you're saying about getting excited and revitalized and reborn when you go to a conference like this, where there are such opportunities to connect and network, not just with other people that are attending the classes, but with the professionals that are teaching, such as yourself, myself, other great speakers out there that we tend to put up on pedestals, it really changes the way you feel about what you do. And you walk away with a sense of possibilities more so than you ever could from reading a magazine article or even doing an online course. That in-person connection, we need it just as much as our clients do.
Yeah, no question. I mean, just like if you went to massage a computer, the computer might not respond like a human would. I mean, online is great, but it's not like being with people. I mean, we all know that. I mean, I just think what's cool about One Concept, and this is my first real exposure and experience with One Concept. I travel all over the world. I've been blessed to be a part of a lot of great groups, and I know that the way that I've been treated and the way that I've seen One Concept treat people is in a first-class kind of way. And that's the way it should be, because we as chiropractors, as massage therapists, we are not second-class citizens. We are first-class citizens. I know that there may be people out there and maybe people in our families that may not look at what we do and who we are. Maybe they think we've settled for this career path that we've chosen. But the reality of it is we chose it for a reason. We know the impact that what we do, how it impacts people's lives, how it changes people's lives, and that is only first class, not second class. So I think to be able to be in an environment like this where you are treated first class and you get to experience that, it'll get you to really value what you do to another level as a practitioner, as a chiropractor, as a massage therapist, and at the same time, I think you'll take that and carry that first class concept back into your practice and into your life. Hold yourself to that higher standard and watch how it improves your practice and your life dramatically.
No doubt. Well, as you're talking about this, I'm hearing some things that I think are really going to be carried through in the longer class that you're teaching with the other chiropractors. And I would like to just have you expand a little bit on the idea of lifetime chiropractic lifestyles, and the words that are going through my mind right now as you're saying, creating value, treating people first class. I'm feeling like that's going to be a part of that class. Can you give me an idea about what lifetime chiropractic lifestyles means and what that might look like to a chiropractic clinic, practitioner, or patient?
Great. Well, what we talk about in the 100-Year Lifestyle, and what I did in my practices for years, is we talked about not necessarily what we called it is lifestyle care. We believe that everyone deserves to be healthy and express their full potential from their time they're born through their last breath of life. and that along the way, that lifestyle care, taking care of your spine and nervous system in your body, not just when you hurt, not just when it's broken, not just when you have pain or a disease or an injury, but as a part of a lifestyle, that your life will be better. We've seen that to be true in our practices. We've seen it with athletes. I've been blessed to take care of lots of professional athletes, Olympic athletes. I've taken care of the national championship soccer team, and it's just amazing to see the difference when we shift our focus as a chiropractor and as even as a massage therapist, and you practice differently and you think in terms of lifestyle care. I remember one of my favorite things now when I go get adjusted, I go back to the office that I sold 12 years ago to get adjusted, and I'll still walk in that office today on a Saturday, and I'll see a dozen people that I started in my practice 15 years ago, 18 years ago, that are still under care because they have chosen to make lifestyle care a part of the way they live their life. That's much different than the roller coaster of pain or the roller coaster of disease that the rest of the world lives like. And, we all know that our healthcare system is broken, it's bankrupt, and it doesn't matter who pays for it and how we figure out how we're going to pay for all the crisis care that is a part of this system, that as long as we maintain ourselves and we stay a crisis care society, and if we just continue to live our lives strictly focused on crisis care, then we're going to continue to be broke, we're going to continue to be bankrupt, we're going to continue to suffer. And so I believe that it's our responsibility as leaders, seeing ourselves as leaders, to not just be crisis-oriented, but to teach people, the public, the world, how to make this critical transition, as we call it, from crisis care to lifestyle care, so that in making that transition, not only do they feel better, but they begin to function at a much higher level. They start to nurture their own innate human potential. And it's exciting because from a practitioner standpoint, from a chiropractor standpoint, it's amazing how that changes your practice. Instead of seeing filling your practice up with inactive files, people that just disappear into a black hole, you fill your practice with a community, like we talked about earlier, a community of people whose lives you've changed and whose lives are better for the rest of their life because of what you've taught them and the care that you're delivering as a chiropractor, or obviously as a massage therapist as well. So that transition is just a big deal, no question about it. And lifestyle care, it's what most of us who are listening to this do. You're a massage therapist, Felicia, or
Correct.
A chiropractor, or
massage therapist for 20 years.
Massage therapist. Do you get massages on a regular basis?
Absolutely.
Okay, and I know as a chiropractor, I get chiropractic care on a regular basis. I probably should get more massages than I do, but I do get massage on a regular basis. And here's the thing that is a challenge for our professions. For many of us, we live a lifestyle a certain way because we know it's good for us and we can't imagine our life without it, but we don't practice that way. My father used to say to me, Eric, you have to practice what you preach. Mm-hmm. But in our professions, for many of us, I don't know if it's because we're afraid that people will ridicule us or whatever, but our professions, it's just the opposite. We need to start preaching what we practice. We need to start teaching people how to utilize what we do in a way that will help them optimize their health and vitality and quality of life. And when we do that, not only will we change more people's lives, but I got to tell you, our practices will go through the roof also.
I really like the way you turned that around to preach what we practice. And I know that I personally try very hard to, I'll put it this way. When I market to clients, I specifically say, I'm looking for people who want to make massage therapy a part of their wellness routine, part of their care, and not just, I can't move my head, let me call you today, or it's a special occasion, I'm going to come and see you once a year. And, have continually worked to integrate massage therapy into my clients' lives and many other things that I find to be helpful. And I think that you're absolutely right. I mean, I can say without a shadow of a doubt that by embracing that and by encouraging my clients to be in this routine or habit of taking care of themselves in the same way that I do, they are, not only do they feel better, I've had clients say, I couldn't do this without Felicia, she's why I feel so great at 85 years old, but it has made a huge impact on my business. And it, from a stabilization standpoint, if you think of, if you're just thinking of the business side, what you're talking about does create a stability and a vitality to your business that simply the crisis care never can.
Absolutely, and it's so true. And, what I just described, I know we were going to talk about it a little bit earlier, but since it's kind of coming up, I'll throw it in here now, is what I call the lifestyle care continuum. We're going to spend a lot of time on this at the conference. And the lifestyle care continuum, it's basically three areas. It's crisis care, and then what we call the critical transition and lifestyle care. And I think as practitioners, we'll focus on one or the other. But what we have to realize is long-term, if what we believe, if our truth is that people should be utilizing chiropractic care and massage as a part of a lifestyle, if ultimately that's what we really believe, then the more that we practice and live our truth, the better our business, the better our lives, the better our clients will, the more they'll love us, the more they'll appreciate us. Here's the challenge that a lot of us have, though, from what I've seen, Felicia. I don't know if you've seen this also. But crisis care, for example, there's a lot of people that will utilize what we do, chiropractically or massage, just for crisis care. And our job with those people through education, both pre-day one education, as we call it, with how we communicate to the world who we are and what we do. Like, for example, we do a lot of pre-day one education on our YouTube channel. We use our website, 100yearlifestyle.com. People can go to it. They can read articles that we constantly update. We have a link to our YouTube channel there where they can click on it and watch a lot of different YouTubes and get a taste of, hey, how can I make this transition? What is this really all about? So they can do the homework ahead of time, which they are doing, by the way. That's why one of the reasons why we're doing this recording, right, because we know that that's what they do. And so the problem that we have, though, is we never know who are going to be the people that make the critical transition from crisis care to lifestyle care. Right. I mean, there are times, and I'm really, really, really good at it, but I got to tell you, I can't even tell you how many times I'll say, that person's going to get it. They're going to do it. And some of them do, and some of them don't. And then I'll think to myself, that person's never going to get it. And some of them do, and some of them don't. And by trying to be predicting all the time, who's going to be the one and who's going to be the two that are going to be the ones to get it, you could never tell ahead of time. You could never guess. So that's why the more we can make as a part of our routine, a part of our procedure, a part of our protocols, a part of our patient education, a part of our marketing, a part of our staff training, a part of our internal communication, having everything be congruent inside and out with a consistent message, the better we get at that, the more that everything that we do will organically attract as many crisis care people as possible, attract as many lifestyle care people as possible, while also at the same time transitioning as many people as possible from crisis care to lifestyle care. And if we do that with a level of consistency, if it's in everything that we do, certainly we're going to love our practices way more as time goes on. And honestly, the impact that we're going to have on the people in our community is going to be greater than ever.
Without a doubt. I agree with everything you're saying. I have a feeling this conversation could go on for hours, but I know that you don't have the amount of time to do that, nor do I. So I want to go through some of the other questions here that I've put together. I guess one, just finishing up on this chiropractic lifestyle, is to just ask, for people that are listening today, are there any suggestions or steps that they could take to create that chiropractic lifestyle for their patients and their practice?
It's a great question. And so what is we call it the 100-year lifestyle. So like in our world, in the 100-year lifestyle world, that's chiropractic plus healthy lifestyle choices is the 100-year lifestyle. And what we've realized is that obviously, and we'll go over this in my session, but for example, let's take fitness. In the world of fitness, everybody knows that you got to exercise and you got to eat healthy. But that's not enough. So we talk about fitness, and we do the N squared because it's two pieces of it. It's neurology, nutrition, endurance, strength, and structure. So neurology, making sure your spine and nervous system is functioning properly. We do that with chiropractic care. Nutrition, in the 100-year lifestyle world, for the sake of this conversation and keeping it very simple, it's we tell people to choose QCs over ECs, quality calories versus empty calories. The more that you do that and the more that you trust yourself every time that you're faced with a choice to make quality choices or quality calories versus empty calories, the healthier you're going to be. And you should listen to your instincts to know which is right for you instead of denying what you know is right for you. If your innate says, your heart says, hey, I shouldn't be eating that, then you're probably right. If it says I should probably eat that, then you're probably right. And so learning to listen to that. So there's the neurology and nutrition. And then there's endurance, strength, and structure. We call that piece of it getting your S in shape. Endurance is good cardiovascular exercise. We all know we need to have a healthy heart if we want to live an active, healthy, long life. That's cardiovascular exercise. Strength is important. We've all seen grandma struggle to get out of a chair. Well, if you lose your strength, it's tough to get it back. So keeping yourself fit and strong is very, very important. And then structure, spine, and nervous system. It's the anchor on both sides. The neurology on the front end, the structure of the spine, the alignment on the back side of it. All of that is important to good quality of life as you age and makes up the chiropractic lifestyle, which we affectionately call the 100-year lifestyle. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, I think so. And I think there are a lot of great suggestions in there. And so maybe it's just up to people to decide where they want to start and what approaches maybe mesh well. You know, when you talk about nutrition and diet and helping people to make a choice there, maybe it's just they're going to start with themselves and realize that they need to make some choices about the quality calories versus the empty calories, or, you know, bring on a nutritionist if they don't feel like that's where their background is. But I think that definitely you gave some great information there. I'm curious, when you talk about the 100-year lifestyle, which you've mentioned repeatedly, and I know that you have the book series, what was it exactly that inspired you to write and create the 100-year lifestyle?
Great question. This is going way back in 1994 or 1995, I had a 98-year-old patient who came into my office crippled, broke, and alone. And he was the most beautiful man with the most beautiful soul. His name was Max, and he looked at me in the eyes and he said to me, Dr. Plasker, can you help me? And at the time, I had never even seen a 98-year-old man. I had no idea what a 98-year-old man was supposed to look like. And so I had never taken care of, obviously, a 98-year-old man. So I looked him in the eyes and I said, Max, honestly, I have no idea. But as long as you're alive and breathing and there's life flowing over your nervous system, let's give it a shot. So I started adjusting him, and to make a very long story short, a month went by, he was doing phenomenal. 3 months goes by, he was like a 98-year-old racehorse walking all over the place. We developed a great bond. He never missed an appointment for a year. And we fell in love with him. We took care of him. We fed him, because this is a guy that had gotten to 98 years old, crippled, broke, and alone. And so after a year, he's now 99 years old. Something happened that had never happened before. He missed an appointment. And so we tried to track him down. He had no phone. We even went to his apartment. No answer. So 99 years old, what do you think we're thinking?
Oh, he's gone.
Okay, right. So we say a little prayer at the office, and we go about our business. Well, another year goes by, and Max is now over 100 years old, and guess who comes walking through the front door?
Oh, wow. Max?
Yeah, Max, right? So my assistant, she screams like she had seen a ghost. Max! And she screams out his name. I'm in the back adjusting people, and I'm like going person to person. I'm trying to go a little faster to see, is it really Max? So I clear out the rooms, and I go up to the front, and I scream out his name. I'm, Max, it's so good to see you. And I gave him a really big hug. And he looked at me, and I could tell when I looked at him that he had a tear in his eye, and he was white as a ghost. And he looked like a man who was ready to go. And I said to him, I said, Max, where have you been? We missed you. And he looked up at me, and he said to me the same words he had said every time after every adjustment. He said to me, thank you, Dr. Plasker, thank you, and died right there in the reception room.
Oh, my. Wow.
Yeah. And it obviously sent a shock through the office. I scooped him up, tried to revive him. We called the ambulance. rigor mortis had already set in by the time he leaned over. Ambulance came, took him away, never to be heard from again. And so I couldn't get it out of my head that I was wondering if Max had known that he was going to live to 100 when he was 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, or even 80 years old. How would he have lived his life differently so that he didn't get there crippled, broken, alone, so that he got there with health and vitality and energy and passion? And I started to do the research, and I found out, because I was thinking, Max, what an isolated case he must be, 100 years old. And then I did the research, and I found out that 100-year-old people are the world's fastest-growing group. So we are the first generation in history, Felicia. This is mind-boggling to me every time I think about this. We are the first generation in history that is getting the advance notice that whether we like it or not, want to or not, we will probably live longer than we ever thought, whether we like it or not, want to or not. So instead of becoming like our current generation of seniors who was blindsided by their extended lives and are ending up in a nursing home because they didn't know they were going to live this long, so they didn't know how to take care of themselves, and they, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, to them meant excruciating pain or disease. Instead, our generation, because we are the first generation in history, how do we live our lives differently with this advance notice so that we get there in style with health and vitality and energy and passion and love? And so we got a lot of work to do, because this new generation, they need leaders, and somebody's got to do it. So why not you? Why not me? Why not both of our professions? And why not one concept? Somebody's got to take the lead.
Wow, it's rare that I'm rendered sort of speechless, but the story about Max really took the words right out of my mouth. I wasn't expecting that at all. But it's amazing how things that are seemingly tragedies and very sad can really create incredibly powerful moments and opportunities. And it sounds like this really opened your eyes to the possibility that was out there and sparked your piece of that journey or of that opportunity.
Well, thank you. And it really changed my life. I can honestly say that Max, I love that man. I mean, he was just a cute old man, and I could think about my wife's grandfather, who lived to be 100. In fact, I got the first copy of the 100-Year Lifestyle on his 100th birthday, which, how serendipitous is that?
Wow.
And I think about, and you think about it if you're listening here on the line, do you have aging parents and grandparents yourself? And think about how old is the oldest grandparent in your family that has ever lived or may still be living. And this calculation is called your empire. I'm going to talk about it in my class. And the empire calculation, it's M-PYR. It stands for your minimum potential years remaining. And so if you think about how old your oldest grandparent in your family that ever lived, let's just say it's 90 for easy math, and you're 40 today, well, 90 minus 40 is 50. That means your empire, your minimum potential years remaining, based on what we know about your family history, is that you have a minimum potential of 50 more years. So what do you think about that? And what are you going to do with that information? Does it freak you out and scare the crap out of you? Or does it get you really excited? And I bet a lot of how you feel about it depends on the lifestyle that you're living. I got news for you. People that are getting adjusted on a regular basis, seeing their chiropractor on a regular basis, people that are getting massage on a regular basis, people that are eating healthy on a regular basis, they're probably really excited about the opportunity of their extended life because they're healthier. But people that are not doing the right things and not taking care of themselves, and they have relatives that did the same thing and they're dying $600,000 deaths, rotting away in nursing homes, I got news for you. Those people, it scares the crap out of them. And so that's why I believe that we have such a responsibility to take the lead in telling the story, because the other side, they're not going to do it. Their expertise is crisis care. That's what they do. If you're broke completely, they'll fix you. Well, in the 100-Year Lifestyle world, we redefine broke. When you're out of balance, you're broke. If you stay in balance, you're more likely to enjoy much better health and quality of life as you age.
Yeah, it's a really good point that you bring up there about, are you excited about the next 40, 50, however many years that you have in your empire, or are you scared about it? And really giving people ideas and leadership on how to make changes towards the positive, I think is a fantastic mission, and it's something that we all have the opportunity to be a part of. I'm curious if you have any, and we've given so many great ideas and so much information, but do you have any last ideas or suggestions for practitioners like chiropractors, chiropractic students, massage therapists, or any other holistic practitioners on how they might utilize the 100-year lifestyle in their practices and lives?
Absolutely. And let me tell you what I suggest you do. First of all, go to 100yearlifestyle.com. So it's the number 100yearlifestyle.com. Read through some of the articles there. You could, on the home page of our website, there are 5 articles under health articles that you can utilize. Share them on Facebook. You can email them to people, and obviously you can't plagiarize it and steal them, but share them. Share them. Share them directly from our site, and it's almost like it's designed for that. It's designed for you to provide information from this perspective so that you sound like an expert and you're providing great content. The other thing that I really suggest that you do is click on the YouTube icon when you're there, and there's a couple of different playlists that you can watch. One of them is called the 100-Year Lifestyle Live. Now, that's me speaking in front of a live audience of real human beings, having these conversations that I just had, some of them that I've had with you right now. And I want you to listen how I communicate to the public and see how it's different than maybe some of you're communicating with your clients right now. And I want you to watch how engaged the audience is with this concept, with this information. Watch how they react to the Empire Formula discussion. Watch how they react to a conversation on healthcare needs versus wants. And see how some of the things that we've talked about here are actually applied in the real world. And try some of those conversations out on some of your patients, some of your practice members or clients, and see how they respond to it. You'll see that it creates a massive shift in people's perception of why they need what you do, why they should value what you do, and it gets them to put what you and I do at the top of the list rather than on the bottom of the list. Pretty exciting.
That is exciting. I can tell you I'll be going to that website to check that out and see if there are any secrets that I can incorporate, because that's all about what I like to share with my own students at this type of conference, is how to be different and how to really connect with your clients. One last question for you, Dr. Eric. I know that you're going to be releasing the second edition of the 100-Year Lifestyle. Anything that's going to be different in that second edition that you'd like to share?
Yes, actually. We're very excited about the second edition of the 100-Year Lifestyle. The first edition obviously became an international bestseller. The 100-Year Lifestyle Workout became the #1 fitness book the week before it was released, ahead of The Biggest Loser, which was exciting. What I love about the second edition of the 100-Year Lifestyle is when we released the first edition back in 2007, we had no idea how it was going to take off, and obviously we had high hopes. But what we learned along the way as people implemented things and people changed their lives is we learned a lot. We learned about the Empire Formula. That wasn't created until after the 100-Year Lifestyle was released. So there are a lot of new concepts even though the framework and the structure of developing a vision for your extended life and optimizing your energy and how to break bad habits that are taking years off your life and developing a healthcare value system that can sustain you, and relationships and time management and financing and leadership, all of those things are really, that core part of the 100-Year Lifestyle is still there. But added to that were lots of new stories, lots of new concepts that we've seen that were very impactful in getting people to take personal ownership of their ideal 100-year lifestyle, have all been weaved into the second edition. So that'll be out by the time this conference hits, and we're really excited to be sharing it with people at One Concept.
Well, no
and you
doubt.
can go to our website. It'll be available there if you want it even before the conference.
And Dr. Eric, please share that contact information, the website address again, so people can get in touch, get the book, watch the videos, and learn more about what you do before the conference, or if they can't get to the conference.
That would be great. It's www.untitled, the number 100, 100yearlifestyle.com.
Fantastic. Well, I know after today's broadcast, everyone listening is ready to come to the conference and to register for the classes, Creating a Revolution of Lifetime Chiropractic Lifestyles in Your Communities. That's with Dr. Dennis Buckley, Dr. Guy Reichman, and Dr. Eric Plasker. And, of course, the 100-Year Lifestyle with Dr. Eric Plasker. Eric, thank you so much for taking time to be with us today and for choosing to be a part of the 2013 American Massage and Chiropractic Conference. We are very excited and honored to have you at this year's event.
The honor is mine. Thanks for including me.
Well, it's our pleasure. And now, Dr. Eric, I want to just switch gears and let everybody listening know how they can be a part of this year's conference. The American Massage and Chiropractic Conference is one of the largest exhibitions of massage and chiropractic products, continuing education, and business opportunities for practitioners of both disciplines. This year's conference will feature over 100 exhibitors, continuing education classes of 1 hour, 3 hour, and 1 day workshops. Other events during the weekend include Friday night's famous Facebook meet and greet, where the theme is disco, and then the One Concept Gala on Saturday night. The new conference value pass is just $87 and includes access to all 1 hour CE presentations, the trade show, contests, events, community events, and more. And this year we are also introducing the One Concept Pass, your ticket to full conference access. The One Concept Pass is just $349 or $299 if you purchase early, and includes full-day technique, business, and philosophy sessions with Dr. Steve Hoffman, David Fletcher, Troy Dukowitz, Lyle Coca, Dan Yochter, and Sharon Gorman. Half-day radiology with John Taylor, and 3-hour sessions with Dr. Eric Plasker, Guy Reichman, Dennis Buckley, as well as 1-hour classes with Kira Bailey, Steve Weiniger, Matthew Norton, and more. All education is approved by the NCB, TMB, and Florida CE broker, and CEs are included for chiropractors. Also, the One Concept Pass covers lunch each day, as well as access to the trade show, the chance to participate in special events, community opportunities, and contests with literally thousands of dollars in prizes. For students, the conference offers a free Student Day and Smart from the Start program on Friday, May 17th, which is sponsored by Massage Envy, Massage Warehouse, Script, BioFreeze, and Bon Vital. This day is dedicated to massage and chiropractic students who are currently enrolled in school or who will graduate in 2013 and includes access to our opening session and trade show on Friday. All of this is happening at the Sheraton Atlanta, and I definitely suggest you make plans to stay there if possible. Single or double rates are just $129 a night, but space is limited, so make your reservations now. Also, MPA Media is printing the American Massage and Chiropractic Conference event program inside their magazines, Massage Today, Dynamic Chiropractic, and Chiropractic Insights. These will be given out at the conference and distributed throughout the U.S. to over 133,000 practitioners. So if you are a vendor or educator who's listening in today and you want to get some great exposure for your class or product, contact Randy Garrison of MPA Media for details on being a part of the conference program. Now, if you're ready to register for the 2013 American Massage and Chiropractic Conference in Atlanta, and of course to meet Dr. Eric Plasker, myself, and the other amazing instructors, just go to oneconcept.com. That's the word one, www.oneconcept.com, to access the conference schedule and register online. We also invite you to stay connected with us on Facebook at facebook.com/American Massage Conference and /American Chiropractic Conference. Again, the 2013 American Massage and Chiropractic Conference is made possible by all of our wonderful sponsors. Thank you so much to Massage Warehouse Script, MPA Media, the Chiropractic Leadership Alliance, 100-Year Lifestyle, Mindfluence, ABMP, BioFreeze, and Massage Envy Careers. This is Felicia Brown, and on behalf of everyone from the American Massage and Chiropractic Conference and One Concept Radio, I want to thank you for tuning into this edition of the pre-conference broadcast series. We look forward to seeing you in Atlanta in May. Please also consider joining us later this year for the American Massage, Chiropractic, Acupuncture, and Spa Conference in San Diego, California in September, and the Canadian Massage and Chiropractic Conference in October in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. Thank you for tuning in, and have a fabulous day.